What if two radiant giants appeared at your bedside and told you it was time to leave Earth forever? On the first day of the month, I was alone in my house, resting on my bed. I drifted into a deep sleep. Suddenly, two beings appeared, towering, radiant, unlike anything I had ever seen on Earth. Their faces blazed like the sun. Their eyes burned like flames. Fire flowed from their mouths as they spoke. Their robes shimmered with many colors, wrapped in royal purple. Their wings shone brighter than gold. Their hands were whiter than snow. They stood at the head of my bed, calling my name. I awoke instantly and saw them clearly standing before me. I rose to greet them, but fear overwhelmed me, and my face changed with terror. Then they said, "Have courage, Enoch. Do not be afraid. The eternal God has sent us to you. Today you will ascend with us into the heavens. Tell your sons and your household what they must do in your absence. Let no one search for you until the Lord returns you to them." I obeyed at once. I stepped outside, just as they. And it happened after I finished speaking that the angels lifted me up on their wings and carried me into the sky. They placed me among the clouds. I looked up and saw the great expanse above, the ether, and they brought me to the first heaven. There I saw a sea so vast it dwarfed any sea on earth. The angels introduced me to the elders and rulers of the celestial realms and showed me 200 angels who govern the stars. These beings fly through the heavens, serving the cosmic order, circling the earth, and guiding those who journey beneath the skies. Then I looked below and saw massive storehouses of snow, guarded by angels of terrifying strength. I saw the clouds from which snow and rain emerge and return. They showed me the treasure house of the dew. It glistened like olive oil, with a beauty like Earth's most vibrant flowers. Countless angels stood watch over these places, guarding the gates that open and close the flow of nature. Then the two men led me higher still, into the second heaven. There I witnessed darkness deeper than anything on earth. I saw souls suspended and bound, waiting for the great and final judgment. The angels here were darker than shadow and filled the air with weeping that never ceased. I turned to the men with me and asked, "Why are these souls in constant torment?" They replied, "These are the rebels, those who turn from God's commands, choosing their own path. They followed their prince, who is also bound in the fifth heaven. And with that, we continued our journey upward. Then they took me up into the third heaven and set me there. When I looked down, I saw wonders beyond imagination, things of such goodness the world has never known. All around were sweet and blooming trees, each bearing fruits that filled the air with rich, heavenly fragrance. Every tree overflowed with food, and in the very heart of it stood the trees of life, the sacred place where the Lord himself rests when he enters paradise. That tree was beyond description in beauty and scent, more magnificent than anything ever created. Its form shimmered like gold and vermilion, glowing with fire-like radiance, and its branches held every kind of fruit. Its roots stretched to the garden at the far ends of the earth, and paradise itself lies between what is corruptible and incorruptible. Two springs flow out from beneath the tree, one of honey and milk, the other of oil and wine. These streams divide into 4 gentle rivers that wind quietly through the Garden of Eden, circling back in harmony, just like the elements of the world. There is not a single barren tree here. Every space is filled with blessing. 300 radiant angels watch over the garden, singing day and night without pause, offering sweet melodies in service to the Lord. Then the two men guided me northward, and there I saw a place of terrible horror. It was filled with blazing torches and crushing darkness, a suffocating gloom with no true light, only murky fire that burned without end. A river of flame poured through it, and the whole place was a storm of fire, ice, and unbearable cold. Thirst and trembling haunted the air. Chains bound souls in cruel fashion, and terrifying angels stood over them, merciless, armed with weapons of wrath and torture. I cried out, "Woe, woe! How dreadful is this place!" And they said to me, "O Enoch, this is the place prepared for those who dishonor God, those who sinned against nature and defiled innocence, who practice vile magic, twisted enchantments, and dark witchcraft. It is for those who brag of their evil deeds, thieves, liars, slanderers, the envious, the lustful, and the murderers. For those who cursed others and stole souls, who robbed the poor and grew rich by taking what was not theirs, who let the hungry die though they had food, who left the naked cold though they had clothes, who turned away from their Creator and bowed to soulless, lifeless gods, idols that neither see nor hear. This place awaits them as their eternal inheritance." Then the men led me upward once more, into the fourth heaven. There they showed me the paths of the sun and moon, how they move, how they shine. I measured their light and found that the sun blazes brighter than the moon. I saw their great circular paths, their wheels spinning like wind at incredible speed. They never stop, day or night. Each journey of the sun is guided by 4 great stars, and beneath each star are 1,000 smaller stars. To the right of the sun's wheel, 4 more great stars, each with 1,000 beneath them. All together, 8,000 stars accompany the sun on its endless journey. They took me through the fourth heaven and showed me the movement of light, how the sun and moon travel in their paths. I watched their rhythms, compared their brilliance, and saw that the sun shines brighter than the moon. It moves in a great circle, spinning on wheels that fly like the wind, swift and unstoppable. Day and night, it never rests. On its journey, it's guided by 4 mighty stars, each commanding 1,000 lesser stars. 4 more stars move along its left, each with another 1,000 below. In total, 8,000 stars accompany the sun constantly. Each day, 150,000 angels escort the sun, and each night, 1,000 winged ones soar with it, going before its blazing wheel into the fiery heavens. These are the angels who ignite the sun and set it ablaze each morning. Then the men brought me to the 5th heaven. There I saw countless warrior-like beings called the Grigori. They looked human, but far larger, even greater than giants. Their faces were pale and sunken, their mouths sealed in silence. And throughout this heaven, there was no sound of worship. I turned to the men and asked, "Why do these look so sorrowful? Why are they silent? Why is there no service here?" And they answered, "These are the Grigori who, along with their prince, Satan, rejected the Lord of Light. After them came others who now dwell in the deep darkness of the 2nd heaven. 3 of these fell to earth, leaving the throne of God. On the slopes of Mount Hermon, they saw the daughters of men and found them beautiful. They took them as wives, breaking their vows, and corrupted the earth with wickedness. From them came the giants, powerful and violent beings. So God judged them with a mighty sentence. Now they weep for their fallen kin and await punishment on the Lord's great day." After this, the men lifted me into the 6th heaven. There I saw 7 radiant orders of angels, glorious beyond words. Their faces gleam brighter than the sun, and none look different from the other, in appearance, in manner, or in clothing. They are the ones who command the seasons, the movements of the stars, the moon's phases, the orbit of the sun, and the just governance of the world. When evil is seen, they give orders, deliver commandments, and raise songs of power, loud, beautiful praises that echo through heaven. These are the archangels, exalted above all others. They measure all life, in heaven and on earth. Some are appointed over years and seasons, others over rivers and seas. Some care for the harvest and fruits of the earth, others for every blade of grass, ensuring food for all living beings. And there are those who record the souls of men, writing every deed, every breath before the Lord. In their midst are 6 phoenixes, 6 cherubim, and 6 many-winged ones, all singing as one. Their voices are beyond description, glorious, unending, and they rejoice at the footstool of the Lord. These angels watched over every blade of grass, ensuring food for every living thing, and among them were the scribes of heaven, angels who recorded every soul, every deed, and the entire life of every person, all before the Lord's face. In their midst were 6 phoenixes, 6 cherubim, and 6 many-winged beings. They sang with one unified voice, and their song was beyond description, so beautiful no words could capture it. Their music rose continuously as they rejoiced before the Lord at his footstool. Then the 2 men lifted me once more into the 7th heaven. There I saw a brilliant light in fiery ranks of majestic archangels, armies of pure spirit. I saw dominions, orders, authorities, cherubim, seraphim, and radiant thrones. There were beings with many eyes and 9 heavenly regiments stationed in realms of pure light. I was overcome with fear, trembling deeply, but the 2 men reassured me, saying, "Have courage, Enoch, do not be afraid." And they showed me the Lord, seated in the distance upon a towering, exalted throne. "For what is above the 7th heaven?" they said. "The 10th heaven is where God himself dwells. In Hebrew, it is called Aravoth." And I saw the heavenly hosts climbing the 10 steps according to their rank. Each one bowed before the Lord and then returned to their place with songs of joy and delight. Their voices were soft yet full of light, singing in reverence and beauty. Then I saw the 8th heaven, called Muoth in the sacred tongue, where the seasons of drought and rain are governed, and where the 12 constellations circle in the great firmament above the 7th heaven. I was shown the 9th heaven, called Kavim, the dwelling places of those same constellations, the homes of the stars. And at last I saw the 10th heaven, Aravo. There I beheld the face of the Lord, like glowing iron drawn from a furnace, bursting with sparks and blazing with holy fire. I saw it, but it is unspeakable, so marvelous, so terrible, so full of awe that words fail. Who am I, a mortal, to describe such majesty? I cannot recount the depth of his commands or the countless voices that surround him. His throne is not made by human hands. The multitudes surrounding him, seraphim, cherubim, sing without end. His beauty never changes, and who could ever declare the full greatness of his glory? I collapsed, falling face down before the Lord. But he spoke to me gently, saying, "Have courage, Enoch. Do not fear. Rise and stand before my face for all eternity." Then the archangel Michael came, lifted me up, and brought me before the Lord. And the Lord said to his holy ones, testing them, "Let Enoch stand before my face forever." And the glorious ones bowed and replied, "Let it be done according to your word." Then the Lord said to Michael, "Go, take Enoch from his earthly garments, anoint him with my holy oil, and clothe him in the garments of my glory." And Michael did as he was told. He anointed me with oil more radiant than the greatest light, its fragrance gentle like dew, and it sparkled like the sun's own rays. When I looked at myself, I was transformed. I was like one of the glorious ones.